What's up, everyone? We're back. It's Pickers Church. Thank you all for joining us today. Sorry for the little technical difficulties. For whatever reason, I got kicked out of our own hangout, and I'm not sure how that happened. But like we were all saying, I mean, we've all had pretty decent. Well, I know I've had a decent week. Went to the flea market today, picked up some stuff. Did all right at some place I don't usually do okay at. And I forgot what you were doing, Dusty, other than screaming and cursing and swearing.
Um, let's see. This week, I had to take my wife. For those that didn't catch the first take of Pickers Church, our first attempt today, I had to take my wife to Birmingham to help her dad with his shoulder surgery. I stopped the halfway point where I dropped her off with her dad, and actually picked up an old His Master's Voice phonograph, which if you check out my channel, I brought it home then, and Chad, who's kind of an expert on that kind of stuff, did a whole like hour and a half long show talking about it. I went junking day before yesterday and picked up a bunch of stuff. I mean, I ended up with a bunch of computer server equipment, which is kind of one of the reasons, if you look down there in the floor, that's all rack server equipment, and there's actually a gaming computer which needs some DDR3 RAM, which I don't. That's the one RAM I don't have. But if I can get the RAM for it, I'm going to put it back together and see if it's any good. That was it, and some other little odds and ends of stuff. So yeah, that was kind of my week.
Yeah. I mean, I found XX70 land. I found two.
That's pretty awesome.
We come across these fairly often. I don't remember what we got for our last one, but I mean,
Are they still holding their value like they used to, or?
Yeah, I mean, the last few, I don't think I've ever gotten even unbroken, like not working right. I've gotten probably 60 plus for these. If I can get them, if they're working, I can probably get closer to 100. And then you can get these leather patches on them. Like sometimes even if they're screwed up, you can get them right off of eBay. There's people that sell them. So I mean, I don't even bother with that. I just sell them as is. Figure somebody will.
I mean, they're kind of all over the board, but it looks like they're still bringing 100 and some 100, 125. It just depends.
Yeah, it just depends on what you put them up for and what you're willing to accept, and if they're working. Working's the big thing.
Like untested, brought $64.99 plus shipping. Me, I would stick them. Where are you going to price them at? I'd put them at 99 or best offer. I'd probably do a 129 or best offer.
Just depends if they're working. I got to test them out.
Just because I'm lazy, I might even do lot of and stick the two of them together and put like $200 or best offer and let it rip and be done with it and take the quick money. But you know me, I'm the quick money. Where's Chad?
Chad went to feed his cat, I believe. I mean, I'm gonna test this right
now. What else did I pick? Oh, this is a cool item I picked up this week. This was same place as all the computer crap and all that. Just junk store digging through a bunch of stuff. This is a Seymour rifle scope. But I looked up the model with the mount and everything, and I looked up the model. It's a red dot scope, and I looked up the model of it, and it was actually specifically made and designed for special forces, special ops. They only made 9 of them as beta, and then once the military said they liked them, they made 100 of them. There was only that many produced. So we'll see what happens with that. What about you? What about you, Catman? Chad?
Oh, me?
It's kind of like the cat lady. You're the cat.
I don't even know where I left off, man. When it come to when we
You're
cut
talking
off.
about a robot.
Well, I know, but how far did I get? I got 2 of these robots. Did
Just
everybody
stopping,
see the
stopping.
robots? Did everybody see the robots? I got 2 of these robots, and they walk and talk and do all kinds of. They grab crap um, and I think I left the remote. I got the one remote for the white one, but the other remote is oh, hold on. This one's signed. Mark Tidler. Could that be the creator? Oh, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think I left the remote at the garage sale, so I got to go back and knock on his door.
Tidler.
Um,
It's the Mark. Oh, it's the Mark Tidler edition.
yeah, whatever that is. Is that worth anything? I haven't even looked them up.
I don't know. That was I ran through Google and that came up on OfferUp.
Oh. Huh. Okay, we got a question real quick. Chad, question on electronics for an unopened Sony Discman. Do I have to list it on eBay as new old stock or unopened since it's not brand new? If it's still sealed, if it's unopened, it is brand new. But you can put new old stock or vintage.
With eBay, right?
Yeah, yeah. Brand new is, I mean, Amazon, it could be 50 years old. If it's still sealed, it's still brand new on Amazon. Brand new doesn't mean it was made within the past year. That's not the guidelines that set. Brand new is brand new as far as condition. That's the condition it is. Correct?
What?
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think brand new.
I don't really want to get into all that. eBay's a lot more lenient. I would be Amazon saying new just because that's kind of an ongoing debate, and there's people that look at it 2 different ways. But since we're talking about eBay, yeah. But I would put new old stock in the title anyhow.
Well, I mean, if even on Amazon, if you have a puzzle that was made 10 years ago and it's still sealed in the package, you're going to put new on it. I mean, if it's still sealed.
It's more complicated than that. We could get into a whole entire show about that. There are things to be able to claim new, claim new condition on Amazon. There also needs to be the manufacturer's warranty, if there was one, still needs to be enforced, things like that. So it just depends on the item. That one's a little more. That's a whole another show for a whole other.
Yeah.
And there's some people that don't agree with it. There's some people that don't agree with that and say, now, as long as it's new in the package on Amazon. I'm just telling you.
Well, I think Amazon really needs to step up and say, look, you know.
I mean, they need to redo some rules that have been there forever and ever and ever that are unclear.
Yeah, because manufacturer's warranty on something doesn't mean it's not in new condition if the company went out of business. That doesn't mean the item still isn't new.
And Amazon's a lot pickier too. I mean, it needs to be perfect according to their guidelines, perfect gift-giving condition as far as packaging, everything else. I mean, and as we all know with eBay, you can get away a little more with new is more about condition of the item, I think, on eBay. A little, you can get away with a little more on eBay. Amazon, I just don't play around. I mean, if it's not perfect, pristine packaging, you know, part of the plastic wrap is torn, for instance, then in my opinion, that's not new on Amazon. But on eBay, that could very well be new or new other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, new old stock can still be considered new, whether it be eBay or Amazon, as long as the condition. I think if there's any issues, if it's new and it's been open, like I just listed something today, I put new other. You know, package has been open, but it is still new, unused on eBay. And personally, I don't care about Amazon. Not that I hate it, but I'm eBay. So eBay on that thing listed as new. Yeah.
Speaking of old electronics, I put this up here. You know, I cleared off my shelf, but I put it up here just to tick Chad off. Yeah, because Chad likes it.
That is awesome.
This is a for those not familiar with it, it's an 8-track player, Panasonic. Every time you push that, it changes the track.
That's called a plunger, and I'm sure if you do the eBay search, plunger 8-track, though that'll come up, and there's also a couple different models that may also come up. But blue is a great color.
Battery terminals are still in really good shape. It wasn't stored with batteries in it. I just don't have 6 C cells. Who uses C cells for anything anymore? And it does take a power cord. These went AC and DC, and it's that generic AC kind of, we call it the figure 8 cord, that anytime you see them, go ahead and pick them up, because a lot of electronics use them. And believe it or not, I don't have one of those cords around here. I had to really hunt to find the last one. So I haven't tested it, so in the meantime, it's just going to sit there next to the sriracha sauce.
Well, I just asked if we could repost a new link. They keep getting the show on robots, and it ends. If you're talking in this chat, you're in the new show. Sorry. It's just funny. Oh.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Ronnie?
No, I've been good today. I mean, I went out for a little bit, found a few different things. It was not a bad morning. My wife went to a newer Walmart that we have. I didn't go inside. That place looked way too busy. And it's a new Walmart. They just built it within the last, 3-4 months. So, I didn't feel like even going in there and looking around for any clearance shit or anything like that.
Yeah. Check this out. I showed these guys. I was super excited. And this is one of those things that comes with time, I guess, guys. And I don't know the absolute value of this because there's really absolutely nothing to compare it. But it's just one of those things. It's just like a windbreaker jacket. It's definitely a vintage type. It's made by Campari. But on the back, this is what's so awesome. It's got the, man, I can't even see myself. There we go. It's got the Berlin, but it's also where it's been broken up. Half of it's Soviet, and the other half is, the occupied Berlin. And this is just a totally cool piece. In excellent condition, it really is, and it's got a stowaway hood. I don't really know the date. Probably late 70s, early 80s, I'm thinking. But, this happened right after World War II, where it got separated like this. So, occupied Berlin is, I don't know. I just find it was just awesome. I don't know. I might keep that. I don't know what I'll do with it.
So the chat is saying that they're looping back. Okay, Dana said he got it.
Right on. Yeah, it's weird that this chat.
So maybe it's a mobile. Maybe it's a mobile issue. That's what I'm looking at from my phone right now. Let me mute myself. Maybe it's just a mobile thing.
Yeah, it's a whole totally different setup. That's what I don't understand. But that's okay. Ronnie, how are your sales? People are complaining like how slow sales are.
My sales have been actually the same. Probably have the same amount of sales I did. I have 180 something sales. That's about average. I run between 160 and 210 usually on eBay, so it's right around the same. The problem I had is I have a lot of smaller sales this month. I was under $40, like 38, 39. What do you call it? Percent for a while, and it just started to pick up. I'm up to about 43 now, but I usually average like 50. I think all of last year I averaged $53.80. So I'm down like $10. But if you do that over 180 sales, that's $1,800. So it adds up pretty quickly. So
how do you look in the beta on eBay and tell what you've done week to date? I hate the beta.
I don't have beta.
I don't know.
It shows you that other than adding up the days, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam. I mean, that's.
This is another thing I got for $4.
We have such sights to show you. We'll tear your soul apart.
This is, look at the quality on this.
It's a waste of good suffering.
I mean, this is just cool. It's a
Your suffering
voice
will be
activated.
legendary,
Hold on.
even in
I mean, motion activated. It's a Hellraiser Pinhead 18-inch doll. And man, this thing is super cool. I got it listed yesterday. But he looks pretty dang good on the shelf too. Yes, if we'd appreciate you hitting the like button if you don't mind. Yeah, it is good for Halloween, but I mean, Hellraiser has got a cult following, and that's kind of a rare item, and they just sell for really good money. I think I've got mine at, I can't remember, 89 to 105. I can't remember. So, or 70, I can't remember. But yeah, I paid $4 for it. So, and it works perfectly.
Let's see. I picked up. This is really cool. I picked up this week. My daughter bought me one of these for Christmas year before last. It's basically a happy light. If you get seasonal depression or anything like that, it's like light therapy. I picked one of these up. It happens to be the same model as the one that's sitting on my desk. And as I was cleaning up the closet a minute ago, I found the old box for the one she bought me. So I can now stick this one in the box, and it will be used with box. So, dude, I say boxes for, like, my wife's Kindle Fire box is in there. Why do I need that? Why do I need to save that? My postal scale that I've had for 6 months, I saved the box. I found 5 boxes with empty toner cartridges that I had the grand idea, well, I'm going to take them to Staples and get a reward. No, I'm really not. I'm never going to recycle them. I threw them in a garbage bag. They're going in the garbage tomorrow.
You a hoarder.
You know what? And if you have a problem with that, you can come get them out of my garbage and you can go recycle them yourself. I don't have time for it. What else did I pick up? Oh, here you go. Should we admit my mistake of the week? Chad knows about it. So
Sure.
I'm in kind of a hurry in this thrift store, and I see this in the display case. And this is a really, because it was like, I felt really stupid. I called Chad. I was like, you're not going to believe what I did. And he's like, I've done that. So I can't see the back side of it, but I can see that something is engraved on it. But I can see the price tag through the display case. It was like one of those rotating display cases, like the old watch cases. And it has $7.95. And I'm like, you know what? That could be silver. So, and I don't see well. So the lady gets out of the case, and I see German. I thought it said Germany, and I see silver. No, it's German silver. And Chad, do you want to tell us what German silver is? German silver, or I'll tell you, does not contain any actual silver. German silver is an alloy that's made up of nickel and copper and crap like that. There's no silver in this belt buckle. But on a positive note, if you look up German silver cowboy belt buckle, I'll still get $40-50 out of it. So
if you recall, I have recently, well, not too long ago, put out a video about German silver, but we all know Dusty does not watch my videos, and it wasn't a long time ago.
Oh, well, then apparently I don't watch your videos.
Yeah.
You talking to your balls?
Anybody here remember me talking about the German silver? How I was very disappointed to find out that it's not worth it. No, it was the little creamer, the two metal, the little like. Remember that, Ronnie?
No.
Ronnie doesn't remember. Hold on, I'm gonna go find that video. Was the title of it like German silver? So, I mean, that was a mistake that at least, I mean, I can get $7.95 back out of it. It's not a big deal. And it actually surprised me that even with it being German silver, that's $30 to $50 for a style kind of like that. So, I mean, I kind of redeemed myself. He's going to look for his own video, isn't he?
I wonder if it is. I got my ROI item of the day. I picked up this. This is new and sealed for $2, and it sells for about $95 on Amazon. So after all said and done, $75, $80. So what's that about?
Decent rank.
Yeah, 90,000.
Very nice.
It was these right here. And they really do look like silver. I mean, there's no doubt. And the markings.
And you kept them?
No, I bought them.
But what do you still got them for?
See where it says German silver, guys? Yeah, German silver. Just
Dude,
be careful.
I'm not even finding a video with Golden Finger Picker German silver.
No, we were talking about it. It came up in a discussion, like when I was talking about my pickups, and it was a bad deal because I paid like $12.50 for these. I mean, I think I would definitely get my money back out of them, but it isn't near what I expected to get. You know, with these being vintage creamer and sugar containers, so they're really cool. They do have age to them.
That was Jim Terra Carey said looks like a trophy belt buckle, and they will do fine like a Montana Silversmith. Montana Silversmith was one that I was familiar with, and that was my first thought because I could tell something was written on it, and that's what I was hoping that it was. But yeah, it is a trophy belt buckle, and they do okay. Like I said, I'll still turn 8 and they're probably 40 or whatever, but I was totally stoked until I got it, you know, and then I was like, got to the car, I was like, wait a minute, German silver, crap.
I've got a warning for everybody if we got a second. You know, I've talked about this before with the you know, the cordless telephones. Well, this is a really nice one. This is a submergible one and everything else. What I did was I went and plugged it in and let it charge, and it actually got a full charge on its battery. But then I took it off the battery, and I literally sit there and watch the battery drain on it. And so what I did is I went on eBay and I ordered another one for a couple bucks, and I'll wait to get that, and then I will sell this with a brand new battery. I mean, these things sell for some really good money.
Anytime you see, I mean, as a kind of, Chad and I talked about that, doing like a show on maybe sometime about stuff like that. The DEC 6.0 usually does. Let me see the handset again. Turn the back. Let me see the back where the cord goes in, or the bottom. No, not the handset. Let me see the base, brother. So that
this is the kind. It doesn't have the prong because it's waterproof, and it actually charges through plastic.
But it doesn't have a phone jack, correct?
No.
So that's going to be an expansion set for another base system, and there's some decent money in those. And like Chad said, if you just order the battery off of eBay or off of Amazon or wherever, I mean, that can make a lot of difference between selling being able to put with fresh battery, so somebody doesn't have to hunt for that. And sometimes some of those batteries are like $3-4 free shipping.
Yeah, what's going to get mad? I mean, what's going to get a customer pissed off is, you know, you test it, you do your due diligence, and you test it. Yes, it has a charge, okay? Maybe it lasts, and you don't notice that it takes a half an hour of it being turned on for it to drain, when it should be 3 hours. And, you know, somebody buys this from me, and he only gets a half an hour use out of it, even though you say, you know, you can't guarantee the life of the battery. That is the biggest issue that I had in the past, is the batteries. And even though you tell them it doesn't matter, that is just the one thing that they complain about. So now what I do is I'll just order another battery, couple bucks. You have to sit on this for a couple bucks, but I mean, some of these were selling for $67, $70. This is a really nice one, so I'm excited about it.
And sometimes when you find systems like that as well, if you have the base and it has 4 or 5, and I've done this, 4 or 5 different expansion sets with the base, you know, not everybody's going to want a 5-phone system. A lot of times I'll take the base with the phone, 2 expansions, put it together. You get base and 2 other expansions, and then sell the other expansions you have and sell those separately. And sometimes you get more money that way too. So there's some good money in cordless phones. Some of them.
It's cold over here, let me tell you. This was a cool little thing I found today. This little pen thingy. This new seal. I was arguing with the guy over the price of it because they were asking for $45. But it's like a $200 thing on Amazon. I got it for 30? No, 35. 30 or 35. Not too shabby. And he knew what it was worth too, the little bastard. Because the thing was, my wife looked at it and she was like, I don't want to pay that much. And he's like, what do you want to pay? And I told him, and he was like, well, I scanned that. It's selling for more on Amazon. I was like, huh? Then why don't you sell it on Amazon? He's selling it at the damn dirty old flea market.
Yeah, those are my favorite. Well, it's worth this on eBay, and I don't blow my cool much, but every once in a while, I'll you get to a sale like that. There was one I passed day before yesterday, and I was like, oh, they're having a moving sale. I think they've had like 5 already. And the last time I went to it, they followed me around and told me what everything was worth on eBay. And finally, after about 10 minutes, because I had some decent stuff, but I'm realizing they haven't missed anything, and they've priced everything out of eBay prices. And finally, after about 10 minutes, I just turned. I said, you know what? You should just close your yard sale and sell everything on eBay then. I said, because that's what I do for a living. I said, have you ever sold on eBay? And they're like, no. And I said, well, that's what I do for a living. I said, have you factored in fees and shipping and all that and returns? And he just looked at me and I said, you have a good day. And I just walked out. Kind of just caught me wrong. People like that just. Anyhow.
I think something I was gonna say, and I just can't remember off the top of my head. My thoughts are running all over the place.
Let's see.
Chad left because he was on the phone. You're getting messages.
It's my daughter who needs $10 on PayPal and has to do the PayPal request, and then that you accept or deny, and then it has to message me exactly what it's for and everything else. All right, let's see. What else did I get this week? I picked up some Amazon items. Nothing really exciting, but these were at a thrift store. Hold on. I've got them in my Amazon pile of crap that I really seriously need to process when I get around to it and send a shipment in. Picked up a Casio. That's not a very exciting one. That's maybe, I don't know, like $20. This was pretty cool. I paid 29 cents for it. It's an outlet cover, but it's made with like little fine bristles where your cords can come through. You can bring your cords through, and that's worth. That's about what I figured. I need to look it up for 29 cents. It was $7.99 Prime, so I'll still get after fees probably $4. I paid too much for that one, but that was a thrift store where I get no signal. It was $4.99, and I was really, 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 really hesitant. I'll do good to make a couple bucks after fees on that. Paid $3.99 for that. Can't remember what that's worth. It's a 5-pack of VHS, but I'll make money there. And an under-sink water filter cartridge that I paid 99 cents, and I grabbed it because I knew I'd make money on that one. And that was kind of my thrift store crap this week for Amazon.
Little.
Oh, this is cool. Hold on. Actually, I have 2 cool things. This is a Leroy lettering set made by K&E, which was Keifel and Esser. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know the name.
Yeah, they make those slide rules.
They make slide rules and crap, yeah. But it was a lettering set that you would do lettering like, you remember like the name tags for like Bob or whatever? You know, like that type of kind of like engraved lettering?
Right.
It's all the templates and the little tool and needle thingies and all that kind of crap. I paid. I can't turn it up because everything falls out in it. I paid $8.99 for it, and it should bring 70 or 80 on eBay. Which that paid for pretty much. Like I only spent 100 and that day I spent 180, I think. I mean that'll pretty much pay for half of everything. This was another one that I was not familiar with. This was out of the same lot of stuff with all the electronics. Get the cord out of it. This is a G-Tac. I'm assuming this is for like people that work with baboons in the jungle or whatever. Like seriously, this thing is heavy duty.
That's like a job site.
Like kind of like the Tough books, but a whole lot heavier. Yeah, or like a job site or something. Like even all the little ports on it have these permanent like rubber things. Like
that looks like military, possibly.
Yeah, or that. I mean, it's an older. It's got a Pentium M, and it is missing one key. It does boot up to the boot screen where it asks you what you want to boot from. And when I select boot from hard drive, it doesn't do anything. So
they pulled it.
I am going to actually, wait a minute. I'm going to have to see if there is even a hard drive in it.
I would say there's not. Dude, I made a fortune on those. Remember that? The little Tough books.
I thought the Tough books, right?
They were Tough books, but it's the same concept. Yeah. They're in high demand. A lot of, like, something like that, like a poor police force buys used like that. And right. Those are mountable and stuff like that. So
this one apparently belonged to General Dynamics.
Ooh.
At one point in time or something. I don't know. The guy he was like military and did networking installations and kind of just looking through all the storage unit crap. That's kind of what I gathered. But that one should do pretty good. If it wasn't an older processor, it's like a 1.6 gigahertz or something. If it wasn't an older processor, the prices on some of those, when I went in and put G-Tac laptop, were crazy insane. Like the newer ones. Like $3,000-$4,000.
Right on. You know, I apologize for stepping away, guys. Earlier today, I got a message from Gary Marsh, who's the Green Mountain Picker, and he was on his way to an auction, and it had a lot of 16mm films and 8mm films. So, and that's what you always hear me talk about, marketing with people and, you know, working with people. And, you know, he was calling, he ended up picking them up, and it was a great score, and I'm excited for him, and I may be able to get them here in the near future. So, and that's what it's about. So it was actually business, and I hope everybody understands, you know, when we have to step away, you're on a live show. It's not that we're not trying to be disrespectful to the viewers and stuff like that, but I mean, this is business that we do, and sometimes we can't put it all. And we're getting bad feedback from Dusty.
How's it me?
It's you. I see your thing going up.
It is you.
Oh, y'all suck. Hold on.
But yeah,
you're fired.
I mean, I think it's a really cool situation, you know, to where, you know, you're friendly with people, and you're a phone call away on stuff. Like people could be in the middle of an auction, and it could benefit you in the long run. So, you know, we're working 24/7 pretty much, you know, and, you know, if you're friends with people, they've got your number, they can, you know, call you anytime for your assistance, and you could do the same. Like I know I could call Ronnie or Dusty anytime. I think it's really important. What was that look for, Ronnie?
I don't think I've ever answered the phone when you first called.
Just because you don't answer the phone doesn't mean I can't call you.
You always call me like when I'm in a thrift store and my phone's in my pocket. I don't even hear it. And I get outside and you're like, "What the hell? You didn't pick up my phone. I called you 5 times."
Yeah, yeah.
So, speaking of apparently my camera sucks and everything else, here's a really good example of how not to be a reseller and how not to treat your customers. Although I'm kind of tempted to screen share and even show the lady's ID, I'm not going to do that, or man's, or whatever. I ordered a new webcam that's going to put me in HD and all that kind of stuff off of an eBay seller that said, estimated arrival 3 to 4 days or whatever. I ordered it last Sunday. Figured it'd be here by Thursday and Friday in time for the show today. The lady was in Maryland. I went to track it on, was that Wednesday, Ronnie? Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Went to track it on Thursday, and it's only showing shipment info sent to the United States Postal Service. That's all the tracking number shows. So I looked to see where she's at, and she's in, Maryland. And I'm like, okay. So I was talking to Ronnie. I was like, did they get hit bad with snow? And he's like, yeah, they got a lot, got a lot of snow. And I said, okay, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And he's like, just message her, ask her what's going on. And so I wrote her, and I said, hey, has this even shipped? And she writes me back and tells me that, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what she told me. She writes me back and says, oh my God, I got to go through all my messages. There it is. Says, thank you for your purchase. There was a large snowstorm that came across the Northeast. Due to that, all shipments were delayed. USPS did not get a truck late Tuesday evening. What they told me is give 1 or 2 more days to show tracking info. So, you're snowed in. You have a major storm. You don't communicate. And this woman has sold, or man, or whatever, has sold a lot of these webcams, like several hundred of them. But you don't communicate with any of your buyers. You just assume they'll know you live whatever. And the funny thing is, after I messaged her, that afternoon the tracking showed that it got dropped off at the post office. So that kind of, I'm not trying to be ugly, but that kind of told me that she lied to me. Kind of not real cool. I can't imagine. I would have written back, had I been that seller, I would have written back and said, hey, we had a bad snowstorm. I apologize, nothing got out. I am so terribly sorry, whatever else. But no, instead you tell me that it's already been shipped and the post office said to give it a day or 2 for tracking to show up. I mean, I have a hard time believing that the Maryland post office shut down for 4 days and didn't let any packages go out, period.
Possibly.
To me, that's an example of how not to treat people. And don't be that seller. Don't. If you're overwhelmed and know you can't get anything out, put your store on vacation. Don't continue to sell.
I'll tell you right, last year, after we had a big 3 feet of snowstorm, there was a 7-foot drift in front of my warehouse. I shoveled a tunnel into my place, got everything shipped, and met our postman down the street as he was coming around. I mean, I'll do whatever it takes to get my customers their stuff out. I'm not going to blame anything. And there was one guy that said, oh, I ordered something and it seems to be taking a little bit. And I took a picture and I sent him a picture of the thing. I said, I'm so sorry, but as you can see, we had a little bit of snow. And he was laughing about it. He left me good feedback and everything. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, he was just one of those customers that was he ordered something Friday night. We got our snowstorm, and then Monday morning they're like, where's my thing? You know what I mean? One of those kind of customers. Where's my, you didn't update the tracking yet. It's like, calm down. We're good. You're getting it.
But people were saying maybe the tracking hasn't updated. No, it got accepted at 4:05 p.m. the day after I mailed her. And then at 5:20 it was at a different sorting facility. And then it departed there at 10:41 that night. I mean, that tells me that it just she didn't get it there, period. And I think there's a better way. Yeah, stuff happens. I mean, we had a tornado here and we were without power for a week a couple years ago. And my number one priority was to communicate with people that didn't get their stuff shipped. I drove to Tennessee, up to the Tennessee state line because all the cell phone towers were down, and sat in my car on my smartphone for 2 hours emailing people, letting them know what happened. And eBay was cool about it. They covered for everybody because it was a natural disaster. But, I just, she continued to sell, she or he, and I just think that's, I don't really care. When it gets here, it gets here. I'm not even mad about it. It's just the tracking to me is indicating something totally different. She couldn't get out of the house to go do it, but she gives me a story about it. I just think that's crappy selling.
Yeah. Speaking of which, be on the lookout maybe this evening for a video I'm putting out about how to deal with an angry eBay customer. And it's almost like, you know, choose A, B, or C. Do you want to go this direction, this direction, this direction? And this is what can happen if you go this direction. This is what can happen if you go that direction. This is what happens if you cop an attitude back with them and stuff like that. So I've got a really good examples and stuff of, and you could tell they're angry by the message that they send. You could just
They type in all caps.
yo, and it's a pair. It's when they say well, let's start with this. Okay, you're like, oh shit. So yeah, I think it'll be a really good video, and it just goes to show, you know, it reinforces a lot of things that we say about returns and customers and treating your customers, and you know, just I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, I'm really excited about doing it, and I think it's you know, it's going to have some weight to it, so be on the lookout. Yeah, you do not want to poke a customer with a sharp stick. Wow, we got over 100 watchers, Ronnie. Congratulations.
We had 100 last week, too.
He screwed up the first segment of the show. That was pretty good.
Yeah, we probably have 250 now if you didn't screw up, Ronnie.
Nice try. No
But
football on, so that's probably why. Is there any football on?
No,
Is that
but you
next
know,
week?
when I made that bet with Pete, I took the Broncos and he took the Panthers. I told Logan about it and he called me an idiot. I'm like, what?
The Panthers, I have not caught much football this year, but they just seem, that quarterback, whatever his name is, Cam Newton, just seems like a monster.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, what's his name? The other guy, Manning.
Peyton Manning, man.
He's really had a declining year this year. He looks terrible out there. I mean, he's not Manning of 10 years ago. I don't think he can carry. I don't think he can carry the team on his back anymore. That team got a good defense, is what it comes down to. I mean, they had Tom Brady on his back like every damn play last week.
Peyton Manning is still the best thing that's ever happened to football, so we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, the Super Bowl is today?
No. Who
What
said
is-
that?
What is the Super Bowl? Is it next week?
The Super Bowl's today?
Football was over when
Oh, Logan just said no, it's next week.
football.
Almost just a minute.
Super Bowl, we're live, so watch your mouth.
No, Steam Link. There's a thing called Steam Link. It's a Steam box. Like,
Hey, Logan, what's up, buddy?
games and stuff, and it has a Steam controller. I thought you could use it on your, just your computer. But they quit acting like you don't give a shit.
I don't. We're live on our show. Thank you.
That's fine. So you have to hook it up to your.
Let me mute
TV.
myself. Sorry, guys. Continue.
It's just awesome. Don't mute yourself. That's awesome. Hey, Logan, get on the camera.
You know, Dominicans watching football, what they think it is? Kill the guy with the ball. Whoever has the ball, you kill him. Hey, you see that guy with the ball? Kill him.
That's awesome.
Speaking of football, you see that movie Concussion?
I did not.
That was a good movie. Got a little boring at times, but it was actually a good movie. We're staying in San Diego.
Yes.
Bell said, I just like the Budweiser ads.
I want to give a big shout out to Ronnie's beard. Big shout out to Ronnie's beard.
That's just awesome.
Welcome to my home.
Your humble abode. Your mansion on the lake.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about all I did this week. I've just kind of decided that my office is starting to look like Chad's garage. I mean, it's just like he and I were talking about before the show. I literally could not buy another thing, and still make a living for another 6 months. I mean, there's that much stuff. But part of it is that thrill of the hunt. That's why I love this business. So I do still get out and look for the home runs because, the stuff I have now is like, it's going to be boring to list it, whatever. It's still kind of an addiction, I guess, for lack of a better word, to get out and still hunt and, find some home runs.
Yeah.
When I get snowed in or whatever else, I can list all the little things that I've been putting off forever.
Yeah, I still have to listen. I'm sure you guys remember Ronnie, when I was out garage selling when it was really, really beautiful, and I bought those Coca-Cola lights, the hanging light. Yeah, I still haven't done anything with those, and I know I need to. They're probably 70s era.
I would post those on like Craigslist or What's Up. I know What's Up.
Offer Up.
Offer Up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of something else totally.
But yes, any questions, guys? Here we go. Chad, what is your opinion on Logan making it on WorldStar? Logan made it on the famous WorldStar website or whatever. He broke his finger or something, and it's got like over 1 million views. It's like stupid stuff like that gets views, and we try every week to put out good stuff, and we're lucky. And he's being dumb in a video, and he gets over 1 million views. It's like, go figure.
He's famous.
Yeah, go figure. He's been on Tosh.0 because he got naked. I mean, Logan's a joker, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go figure. Trying to think. My brain is like fried today for some reason.
Here we go. Can you do a show on what and how to clean and do small repairs on items like cleaning yellow back quilts? Vintage radio yellowing. When it comes to cleaning stuff like that, when it comes to cleaning anything, it depends on what it's made out of. There is some plastics that naturally change colors over time. There are some plastics that change colors if they're in the sunlight. There are some plastics that get, nicotine yellowed because everybody smoked back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 40s. So it just really depends on what an item is made out of as to how you would clean it. And some items just cannot be cleaned. So
there's a question in the chat asked Miss Pixelot said, hey, do y'all print out your postal receipts eBay sends? Preface that with that is a question for your accountant. Me personally, I will tell you what I do. I do not, because I keep an electronic record through PayPal. There is a record there that were I to ever get audited would be accepted by the IRS. I do also have it set up so that those transactions in GoDaddy bookkeeping end up as postal, so it separates all my postal together. But PayPal keeps transactions for quite a while. It's first and foremost, ask your accountant. Secondly, IRS does accept electronic receipts and electronic records as well. So that's kind of, I'm not here to give accounting advice, and that's why we tend to not touch on stuff like that. But that's what I personally do.
I'm here with you on that.
I don't even go into it that far.
I had to look for a transaction on PayPal a while back, and it went back. I forget how far it went back. Several years. I was looking for something that's 4 or 5 years old, and there's still records on PayPal.
Yeah.
Midwest MSC asked, in what order do you handle multiple offers on an item? When the offers are close or the same, do you handle them in order they were received, highest offer, or what?
Highest.
That's a really good example, like that Yamaha saxophone I sold sold recently, I had several offers come in that were basically the same. I counter offered to both the same people with what I had. First one to pay me the money gets it. First one to click buy it now and seal the transaction, first money in my hand, essentially. But yeah, definitely the highest. If I have I was wanting $750 and I had a couple of people at $500. I mean, before I accept that guy's $750 offer, I did counter the 500 people with like 800 to see if I could get a little more. If that makes sense. But yeah, I don't care what order they came in.
Check their feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Dusty is echoing again.
Really? Seriously? Here, hold on. Check.
Hello.
It's only when we talk. Say something, Ronnie.
Hello.
We're good.
I turned my volume down on my computer. I've never moved my speakers. I haven't moved in 2 years, so I don't know.
Yeah, wait till you get your new camera. It'll pick up.
Well, if that happens, I'll move the speakers down underneath the desk or something.
Mr. Sadie asks, what's the longest time you went without listing or reselling from getting old, burn out? It wasn't that it was getting old or burn out, but the past month, like from December 15th through January 15th, I didn't hardly do any listing. The sales still came in and stuff, but it was down. Probably 2 or 3 weeks is the max I'll go. Like if I just, whether I'm depressed, like if I get depressed or just like I don't even want to mess with this crap, a week maybe. But yeah, it does happen. But if you have a decent inventory, then you should still sell stuff, but it may drop off. It gets slower and slower. But I know Dusty can talk about that also. He's been a little bit slow, but he hasn't been listing either. So when we say you got a list to sell, that's what it means. Amber,
I go through periods. I go through periods of burnout. And then I'll jump over and do Amazon for a while and let the stuff that I already had listed sell on eBay. But I know when the money, for me, I think the biggest motivator is when the checking account's over here and that level's not staying here. I'm not paying the bills with the money that's coming in above that. When that checking account starts going down, that's usually the biggest motivator for me for, oh crap, I need to list. Or I need to clean up my office, get rid of some of this stuff, list some of it, make some money. That's kind of my big motivator that gets me out of burnout. But
yeah, I know for myself, I've never gotten to that fact. I mean, I'll get bored with going to thrift stores and stuff like that, but I just tend to go to other places. I'll go to estate sales, or I'll go to like a flea market today, or I'll just change it up and do some other things. In the summer, a lot of times I won't do anything other than yard sales and estate sales for a little while. And in fact that I do this full time, there's no other way. I gotta list stuff.
If you buy knockoff purses, expect to get your ass reamed every time you turn around. If you want to play in that market, you're going to be in trouble unless you're selling them on your own website.
And Chad's response was, for anybody that's watching this afterwards, was somebody that was asking, their question was, do you ever buy knockoff purses and how would you sell them? Me personally, there's no such thing as a knockoff, it's a counterfeit. I mean, would you sell counterfeit dollar bills? I mean, it's kind of the same. Knockoff is a term to make counterfeit seem really nice.
Yeah.
In a way, it depends. I mean, there's legit knockoffs of things where, it's close, but it doesn't have that logo or what. I just wouldn't mess with it, period. It just depends on what you're talking about, but I still wouldn't touch it.
You think ass ream seems excessive? Get nailed for selling something counterfeit on eBay. Get nailed for selling something counterfeit on Amazon. It's more than an ass reaming. It really is. I mean, I think I was being pretty.
Well, I mean, you could potentially get your account shut down on either one of them. Amazon probably more easy. You know, eBay tends to give you a slap on the hand, a Vero warning or whatever. I personally, it's not worth my business to even risk it.
Yep. Not worth it.
No bueno.
Not worth it. And if you accidentally buy something that's counterfeit and you didn't realize it until after you got it, chalk it up as a loss. Do not try to get your money back out of it. Just throw it in the damn trash or use it yourself. And Pinchy Peso says you can get arrested. They can suspend my account but leave my ass alone. Dude, cheesy.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much other stuff out there to make a legitimate, honest living out of. I have no reason to even touch things that are whatever you want to call them, knockoff, counterfeit, replica, look-alike. I mean, I have no desire to even do it.
Tyler states, is it possible to get canceled, I'm assuming kicked off, without seller resolution cases removed, without having to wait 12 months for them to fall off? I have 3 and I'm considered below standard.
Have you tried calling eBay?
Yeah.
That's I would think that's the answer right there. I mean, you got to call them to figure it out if they can get off or not. Argue them. You know, depends on what the situation is that they're there. But what else, boys? Anything else?
No, as soon as I get done, I have to get in my car and go try to find the remote for this. No, I mean, goodness.
Did they have it, or you're not
Oh,
sure?
yeah, they had it, and I could have swore it was put into a bag, but the bag, it may have fallen out of the bag, or...
Did you check the car?
Yes, I checked the car. Yeah.
All right. All right, boys and girls, we'll be cutting this. We're going off air. But with that being said, thank you all for joining us today.
Hit the like button.
Yes, yes. I'll see you guys. Any last words for you chumps?
List.
Yes, list. And if you need any help whatsoever, you need Dusty or Ronnie's phone number, let me know and I'll give it to you.
I don't answer my phone, so.
Bye.
But with that being said, this is going to be a great week for us that live up in New England. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees Wednesday.
We're hitting 70.
Oh, shit. I don't know what's going on, but...
Dude, I'm getting a ton of messages, phone number.